Good morning, students. Welcome again. We will start with NCRT Class 10 Civics, Chapter 6 Political Parties, Part 2. In the previous class, we learned about the need of political parties. Today, we will discuss about the components of political parties, functions of political parties, number of parties, and finally, we will discuss about the difference between national parties and state parties. First, we will start with the first subtopic explaining about the components of political parties. The three main components of a political party are the leaders, the active members, and the followers. The leaders are usually the experienced members in a party, and the various steps need to be taken will be finally decided by the party, and the leaders will guide the other members in the party, and the leaders contest elections, and if they win, they perform the administrative jobs. The second is the active members. The active members are a part of the party because they support its policies and ideologies. They work for winning popular support, especially during elections. The active members, they attend the party meetings and they are very close to the party leaders. The next is the followers. Followers are the dedicated workers of the party and they work under the able guidance of the active members. Now let's move on to the next slide explaining about the functions of political parties. Here the foremost function of the political party is to contest elections. In most democracies, elections are fought mainly among the candidates which was put forward by the political parties. So they put up candidates for the election and try to get them elected. In USA, members and supporters of a party choose the candidates. But in India, the top party leaders choose candidates for contesting elections. So in Indian political scenario, the members of the political party does not have any right to choose the candidate. So here in India, the candidates are selected by the top party leaders. It means party will decide who should be the candidate of the party. Parties contest elections in the state level, municipality level, panchayat level, village level, and so on. Now let's move on to the next topic explaining next function of the political party, that is put forward policies and programs. Different political parties put forward their policies and programs before the voters and voters choose from them. Political parties accommodate different views and opinions. In democracy, people have different views and policies on what policies are useful for the society and the country. The third point is explaining that role in making laws for the country. Political parties, when they win the election or when they go into the legislature, that is the parliament, they make the laws for the country. The laws are discussed and debated, and finally it will pass in the parliament or in the legislature. That's how the laws are making in the country. Most of the members belong to a party, so they go by the direction of the party decisions than their personal opinion. The fourth point is explaining that party form and run the government. So who will run the government? It means the party, after contesting election, the party which gets an absolute majority in the legislature, they will form the government and they will run the administration of the country. So the party who gets the absolute majority will run the government. The next is the role of opposition. Political parties which lose in the election form the opposition. The opposition party can question the ruling party. The opposition party, they criticize the government for its wrong policies and keep it under check. Opposition party also ensures that ruling party did not misuse their power. For example, in the current scenario, ruling ruling party is BJP, and the opposition is under the leadership of Congress. Congress is the leader of the opposition, plus other parties, including Samajwadi Party, Trinamool Congress, Communist Party, and so on. So all these parties, along with the Congress Party, under the leadership of Congress, forms the opposition party. The next function of the political parties shape public opinion. Political parties can educate the masses about the various problems facing the country at a particular time through public meeting and media. Political parties discuss various issues facing the country and discuss the policies and form the public opinion on it. Political parties can enlighten the people on any issue if they like to bring to the notice of the people. The political parties, they also launch movements to solve the problems which is faced by the people and mobilize mass support for various issues. And the seventh function is political parties access to access to government machinery and welfare schemes of the government. So under this point, it is explaining that the political party form an important link between the people and the government. The leaders are answerable to the people for the policies followed by their party. So a local party leader is more approachable to an ordinary citizen. That is why people feel close to parties even when even when they do not fully trust them. Parties have to be responsive to people's needs and demands. The leaders cannot ignore the demands of the people. When party comes into power, they are going to provide access to government machineries such as the RTI, right to information, policies and programs, then other government facilities, public facilities, fundamental rights, right to life, and so on. So all these access to the people by the party. So all these the people can access with the help of the party. So if the leaders, if they ignore their concern, ignore the people's concern, the public might not vote for them in the next election. So the leaders cannot ignore the concerns of the people. If they ignore the concerns of the people, there is a greater probability that they may fail in the next election. So that's all about the functions of political parties. Now let's move on to the next slide explaining about the need for political parties. It means why political parties are required. That is what explained in this heading. Elected representatives will be accountable to their constituency. Without political parties, formation of a stable government is not possible. So when we talk about the requirement of political parties, the few things that take into account are, as we said, the independent candidates, even if they win, they cannot have their opinion presented in the government, because for that you need a kind of majority support, and that could be possible only if you are a part of a certain political party. So here it is explaining that suppose if every candidate in the election will be an independent candidate, they will not be able to make any promises to the people specifically about any major policy changes or about any new policies. Each representative will be accountable only to their constituency from where they win the election. So here it is explaining in the scenario that if there is no political party, if there is no political party, and if all the candidates are independent candidates, then it is explaining that then if every candidate is an independent candidate, they may win in the election, but once they win in the election, they will be accountable only to their particular constituency, only to their own locality, from where they win the election. That but they will be accountable only to that particular constituency. They will work exclusively for the betterment of their constituency. So in such situation, no one will be responsible for the aggregate development of the country, or else how the country will run. No one will bother about that. So, if there is no political parties, each elected representative will concentrate only on the betterment of their own constituency. Nobody will be bother about. No one will bother about how to run the government, or else no one will focus on the aggregate development of the country. Independent candidates may form government, but it will be always uncertain and unstable. So, to support the government, if they want to make policies or bring any kind of change, you must have a kind of representation, and that representation is brought about by political party. So from this, it is clear that we need a political party, especially in a democratic form of government. Political party is very important. So now let's move on to the next heading, explaining about the number of parties in the world. So here it is specifying about three parties, that is uh, single party system, one party system, bi-party system, and multiple party system. So the points are also clear from the heading itself, but still we will analyze all the three types of parties. So the first is the single party system, or else one party system. So as the name says, single party system means it is an undemocratic system, because in a single party system it does not allow other parties to contest an election. So as the name says, in single party system there will be only one party. So it means it does not give any choice to the people, it does not allow choice, and it does not give equal opportunity for the other parties to contest as well as win in the elections. So it is explaining that the other subsidiary parties cannot contest in election if it is a single party system. So under this single party system, only one party is allowed to function. There is no legitimacy of any other party, hence there is no opposition party. Legitimacy word meaning is acceptable. So in a single party system, there is no legitimacy of any other parties. So as there is only one party, there is no opposition party in one party system. The same party runs the administration. Political party and government, both the executives follow a single ideology. So example for a single party system is it is in China. China, they are following a single party system. There is only one party in China, that is the Communist Party. Same, there are some other example also even in Vietnam, then Cuba, then North Korea. So all these are the few examples for the parties which is having single party system. Then the second is explaining about the bi-party system. So bi-party system means, as the name says, under this system, in a country, only two major parties exist. There will be other minor parties will be there, but major parties, only two major parties exist in bi-party system. So one party functions as party in power and runs the administration, and the other party is the opposition party. Here, at least two parties are contesting election, so we can call it as a democratic form of government. So the best example we can give for the bi-party system is UK and USA. In USA, there are two prominent political parties, that is the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So currently, the Democratic Party is the ruling party. Hope we all are aware about the recent election that happened in USA, the president election. So after the election, the Democratic Party is the ruling party right now. Then Joe Biden is a member of the Democratic Party. He will be the 46th president of USA, and he will take oath on January 2021. And in UK also, we have two party. We have the Labour Party and Conservative Party. These are the two prominent parties in UK. But in USA, we learned that there is a president. President is a more powerful person, or else like how in India we have the prominence of prime minister. There we have there they have president's rule. Even in UK there is no political office named president. They have the equivalent which is called as prime minister. So currently Conservative Party is ruling in UK. Boris Johnson is elected as the or else he is the current prime minister in UK. Boris Johnson is elected as the prime minister of UK in May 2019. So currently, Conservative Party is ruling UK. So UK and USA are the best examples for bi-party system. Then finally, it is explaining about the multi-party system. So multi-party means three or more than three parties. So here in single party, we learned that there will be only one party. By party, there will be two parties. And multi-party system means three or more than three parties. If it is there, that is known as multi-party system. Three or more than three parties contest elections. That is multi-party system. A very good example for a country which is following multi-party system is India. We have more than 750 parties which is registered under Election Commission of India. Many parties have a chance for forming the government. So that is the speciality of a multi-party system. Three or more parties will be there, and many parties have a chance for forming government, and multi-party system provides a competing base to the political parties. Then now, as I said, India is following a multi-party system. Why does India need multi-party system? In India, we opt the multi-party system because of the social and geographical diversities. In India, we know that people speak different languages, then profess different religions, and we have different customs and traditions. So as a result, all the diversities cannot be absorbed and looked after only by one or two parties. So to inculcate diversity, India adopted multi-party system. India has so many parties, and we have two main alliance, that is central. We have two main alliance in central government politics, that is NDA and UPA. NDA means it stands for National Democratic Alliance and it is led by BJP. And UPA is United Progressive Alliance. It is led by Congress. So when several political parties join hands for the purpose of contesting election or winning power, it is called alliance or friend. So that is also important for 1 mark question. Currently, NDA is the ruling party and UPA is the opposition alliance, opposition party. For example, in India, as I said, UPA is the opposition party and NDA is the ruling party. So in India, UPA, NDA, and Left Front. So all these are the examples of the different national parties in India. In the next slides, we will be learning about national parties in detail. And the next slide, it is explaining about coalition government. So coalition government is a non-topic to us. So coalition government means when no single party is able to get an absolute majority in the legislature and is not able to form the government. And if the government is formed by two or more political parties coming together, so that is known as a coalition government. So coalition government means a government is formed by joining two or more political parties when no single party is able to get absolute majority in the legislature. So if such situation arise, then we will form a coalition government. Example for the coalition government is the government at the center with Manmohan Singh as Prime Minister was a coalition government before May 2014. So before the first term of Narendra Modi's government, before that India faced a coalition government under the leadership of Manmohan Singh. Prime Minister was the Manmohan Singh was the PM of that coalition government. Also, Bihar government like also faced a coalition government of Janata Dal United and Rashtriya Janata Dal, JDU and RJD before 9 November 2015. That's all we need to remember about the coalition government. What we need to remember is a definition for coalition government and an example for coalition government we need to remember. Then the next slide, not next slide, under this itself, it is explaining about popular participation in political parties. Each party has its own ideology. There was one of the study that was done recently on the state of political parties. The study revealed that the political parties are the least trusted institutions in the world. However, the participation in the political parties in India is high as compared to other nations. The proportion of people who are member of the political parties increased over the time. People do not enjoy much trust in the political organizations, and the proportion of the people who are feeling themselves closely netted or tied to a political group has increased over the time. That is just one of the findings based on this survey. The next slide is explaining about national parties. So, as I said, now coming to the types of political types of political parties. So, election commission is the registrar of the electoral system in our country. Based on certain factors, the Election Commission of India classifies political parties into two categories: national political parties and state political parties. State political parties, it is also known as regional political parties. So in India, we have predominantly two types of parties. As I said, the national party and the state party. Now, the criteria to become a national party and the political party are different. So, first, let's analyze what are the features of the national party. So, as the name suggests, they have national level organization, and they have large jurisdiction over the country. Each national party must register with the Election Commission of India, and it should present in all states. If it is a national party, it means that party should present in all states in India. It means national parties exist, operate, and function throughout the country and raise national issues. On registering, they should get they will get some special facilities. They would have a symbol that could be used by the official members only, which are recognized. So when we register the party as a national party, or else a state party, so after registering, they will get some special facilities, like a symbol. That party will get a symbol, so that can be used by the official, exclusively by the official members. And then, so the recognition of a political party is very important. So now let's check into the criteria for the recognition. So it is explaining that a party that secured at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha elections or assembly elections uh, in 4 states, and wins at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha election, then such a party is recognized as a national party. I will repeat the criteria once more. So, if a party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha election or assembly elections in 4 states and wins at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha is recognized as a national party. So this is the criteria for the national party. It means either in Lok Sabha election or in the assembly election, they need to get 6% of the total votes and 4 seats in Lok Sabha. So this is the criteria of being a national party. They have national level organization and contest elections at both at the state level as well as at the national level. According to the Election Commission in 2018, there are 7 national parties. So initially we had only 6 national parties. You need to remember the name as well as the symbol of all the national parties. Initially we had only 6 national parties, but currently, as according to the Election Commission in 2018, we have 7 national parties. The seventh party, which is included of recently, is All India Trinamool Congress. So All India Trinamool Congress is also recognized as a national party. So now All India Trinamool Congress, it is not a regional party, it is a national party. So currently we have 7 national parties. Then that's all about the national parties. As I said, you need to remember all the names of the national parties as well as the symbol of the national parties. Now let's move on to the next topic, explaining about state parties. State parties, it is also known as regional parties. So according to the Election Commission, regional party means a party that secure at least 6% votes in a state election and win at least 2 seats in the legislative assembly of state. Such party is recognized as a state party. The criteria is here in the slide. You can analyze it. So I'll repeat the criteria once more. So if it is a state party, so according to the Election Commission, a party that secures at least 6% votes in a state election and wins at least 2 seats in the legislative assembly of a state. So, then it is recognized as a regional party. There are lot of regional party in our country. Few examples I will specify. That is Mizo National Front. It's a regional party in Mizoram. Then AIADMK and DMK. So these two regional parties are very familiar to us. These are the two prominent regional parties in Tamil Nadu. Then Samajwadi Party is an example for regional party. Then AIADMK, we know that the initially Jayalalitha was the leader of AIADMK. It means All India Anna Dravida Munidra Karagam. So that was the AIADMK. DMK means Dravida Munitra Karagam. So AIADMK, that party, initially Jayalalitha was the leader and the symbol was two leaves. And then DMK, as I said, Dravida Munidra Karagam. So that party, rising symbol was the rising sun was the symbol of that party, and Karunanidhi was the leader of that party. Currently in Tamil Nadu, the ruling party is AIADMK, and the CM is K. Palaniswamy. He is the current CM of Tamil Nadu, and he is a representative, or else he is representing AIADMK party. And the opposition party is obviously the DMK party, and the opposition leader is Muthuvel Karunanidhi Stalin. He is the son of Karunanidhi. Then, so these are the few examples of regional parties. So every state, every region, we have lot of regional parties. So we need to remember few regional parties. There are a lot of regional parties which is specified in your textbook. At least a few you need to remember, like Rashtriya Lok Dal, then Janata Dal, then what else? Arunachal Congress, Nagaland People's Front, Manipur People's Party, Forward Bloc, then the what else? Forward Bloc, then United Governance Democratic Party, so on. There are many regional parties are there. You can refer your textbook for more names. So these are the main difference between regional party and the national party, which is very important for your examination point of view. So in the next class, we will learn about the challenges to political parties and how parties can be reformed. By this, I completed part 2 of Civics, Chapter 6, Political Parties. Thank you, students. Have a good day ahead.